We are in, what week are we even in? Homeschool week 9 has gone completely off the rails at this point, but we're working through it, so come along with us. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, and welcome back to our homeschool recap series. We are in week 9, where we break down each week how homeschooling our preschooler is going. And as I mentioned, we've gone a little bit off the rails. Things are definitely not sticking to a schedule, or sticking to a day, or sticking to a lesson even. We've just been kind of doing what feels right in the moment, and I'm starting to learn that might be for the better rather than be a flop. So we will discuss that as we break this week down day by day, so come along with us. So Monday, which is usually our history day, but I knew we were taking Friday off for Halloween. We actually swapped things around this week, and Monday we did arts and crafts instead. And we did have to wait for Clay to come home that day because I totally forgot that was going to be on Monday, so did not have all of the craft supplies, unfortunately. So he actually picked them up on his way home from work, and we did them when we got home. And we did really fun making animal masks with like paper plates and stuff. So it was a craft that I found on Pinterest. So I will link that down below so you can kind of see where I got the idea from. So I originally got it from just like a normal craft, and then we changed it because on Thursday for science we were going to be talking about nocturnal animals. So I had us specifically make nocturnal animal masks, but Charlie of course wanted to make a bunny and a rabbit, so we added some extra animals in there. But that was a lot of fun doing that, and she loves the masks. She's still playing with them, so it was a very fun craft. It was definitely more of more hands-on, in-depth craft because of everything that you had to do. I will say it said to use liquid glue. Do not recommend that. The liquid glue was not sticking. It could have been the plates we used. They might have, because they weren't like the cheap paper plates. They were more of those coated. So that may have been the issue we were having, but we ended up using a stapler instead because we couldn't find our hot glue gun. So I definitely would recommend either like super glue or hot glue instead of liquid glue for that craft, because like I said, the pipe cleaners weren't sticking. Not cotton balls, the little fuzz balls we used. I cannot think of what they're called right now. Those weren't sticking with the liquid glue. The pom-poms, thank you, honey. Charlie's got my back on that. Yeah, they were just not sticking with the liquid glue. So I definitely recommend a stronger glue for that arts and crafts if you're going to try it. So Tuesdays are usually our reading and writing day. However, this Tuesday was a little bit of a crazy Tuesday. So in the morning we had Esme's OT that comes out every Tuesday. But then she also had a cardiology appointment, which was her yearly checkup. So it was just kind of crazy. We weren't thinking about school, totally forgot about it until right around dinner time. And I'm like, at that point I was tired and exhausted, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even feel like doing schooling that day. So I asked Charlie, I said, well, we can do some schooling today after dinner, or if you want, we can skip today and we'll just do it tomorrow with our lesson tomorrow. And so she agreed with that, which reading and writing is not her favorite subject. So I was not totally surprised by that answer. But yeah, so we just decided, you know what, we'll take Tuesday off in a sense, and just do both lessons on the math and reading lesson on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then Wednesday came around, and I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know what happened on Wednesday, but we just completely forgot about school. So we took Wednesday off as well, not intentionally, but again, one of those things where it was like almost bedtime, and I'm like, I totally didn't even do school today. Like, it wasn't even that I didn't even think to bring it up, or that it didn't get brought up and we just chose not to do it. Like, I just completely forgot to do it. And we're at the point in my pregnancy where, like, I'm not trying to make excuses, but like, I am very tired right now. We're 10 weeks down, or 10 weeks left to go. So I think it just slipped my mind. Even though we've been doing homeschooling for 9 weeks now, totally just forgot that we were supposed to do school that day. So I was like, all right, I guess we're just gonna catch up tomorrow and Friday. Maybe we will do just a small lesson on Friday, and we'll just see how the rest of the week goes. So then on Thursday, now Charlie knows that Thursday is science days. So she actually asked me what we were doing for school on this day because she was excited to know that it was going to be science. So we did end up starting out doing some schooling on Thursday. I did tell her we actually had 3 lessons to do. We had our reading and writing lesson, we had our math lesson, and we had our science lesson. So I was looking at what I had picked out for math and reading and writing, and I realized with reading and writing, I somehow missed even having an actual lesson that day. I actually specifically put Charlie's choice, and I'm like, clearly when I wrote this, I was not expecting her to not want to do stuff like this. So we ended up working in the Hooked on Phonics workbook first. And she did have a lot of fun with that. We were just doing some rhyming and practicing some of the letters, and we worked on that for a little bit. And then I'm like, before we do science, because I know that's your favorite, I said, why don't we catch up on the math lesson too? I said, this one's gonna be a smaller one. It's not gonna take us too long. So we talked about the difference between long and short, and had her organize some of the toys, or some of her toys and some other objects around the house into the different, whether she thought they were long or whether she thought they were short. So that one took maybe 5 minutes at most, but at least we got a little bit of a math lesson in this week. And then we did our science lesson where we talked about nocturnal animals, so she got to play with her masks a little bit again. And then I also had another sorting activity where I'd printed off nocturnal animals as well as non-nocturnal or diurnal animals. And so she sorted them by that. And yeah, we did have a lot of fun that day. And you know what she did, even though we had to do 3 lessons in one day, she did perfectly fine with it. Like, we didn't have really any issues whatsoever with having to do all 3 of those lessons in one day. So it ended up being okay. And like I said, we did already have Friday as a planned day off. With it, Clay had the day off. It was Halloween. I knew we had a lot of families' houses to go to that day. So instead of trying to cram the anticipation in of Halloween and trick-or-treating and then also try to get a lesson done, I just had already planned that day was going to be a day off in and of itself. So yeah, we just had fun trick-or-treating and then visiting with our family. We were Blues Clues this year, so Charlie was blue, Esme was magenta, Clay was Steve, and I got to be the mailbox because that was the only other thing that I could think of that made a little bit of sense to go along with them. But we were joking that Theo, who is baby number 3 who's on the way, was the letter or the package of the mailbox. So yeah, it was fun. Charlie only probably tolerated a good 30 minutes of trick-or-treating, but you know what, that was perfectly fine. She had a ton of fun, and she always loves getting to visit with her family. So yeah, Friday was pretty successful. So overall, even though this week was just probably one of the weirdest chaotic weeks we've had, and it wasn't even like, I mean, it was all on me really, just kind of forgetting, I don't want to necessarily say forgetting about homeschooling, but we just didn't do it as I had originally planned. And like I said, I'm starting to realize that maybe that's okay. So having these lessons planned, having like a structure or a schedule kind of in place so that we can kind of keep a flow and rhythm going, but being totally fine with if that doesn't happen. That doesn't mean we're failing at homeschooling. That doesn't mean, we're not doing what we're supposed to, as long as she's still getting those lessons in or she's still learning elsewhere. I was actually just telling Clay's grandma yesterday, she's not a huge fan of when we're doing reading and writing lessons, but when she's on her own, she's asking, hey, how do you spell this? How do you spell that? And I'll tell her, and then she's coming back and she's showing me these like letters and things that she's writing, and she's actually spelling these words out. So now she knows how to recognize mom, she knows how to recognize dad, and she's writing them and spelling them on her own. So she is learning, but she's not learning in the lessons that I originally planned, which was kind of making me feel like I don't know how to do this. But then I'm seeing her doing this in her own time and going, okay, she's still learning. I'm still teaching her, even if we're not sitting down and doing a, educational lesson. So I'm starting to learn that maybe being so rigid and so like on a schedule for homeschooling isn't necessary. Like I said, it is good to have some lessons planned because obviously you don't want to go in completely blind, but having more flexibility with that, I think I'm realizing is definitely going to make homeschooling be a lot less stressful and go a lot smoother if we just take it day by day rather than, following a schedule to a T. So going into next week, we do have some fun activities planned since we will be in November. We are going to learn about voting, and I've got a fun little voting activity planned. We also have, we'll be back into learning our letters and doing our letter crafts. She's excited for that because when we do our N is for craft, we're actually doing N is for noodles. And when I told her we're going to actually work with some noodles to make the N, so she's a little excited about that. There's some other fun lessons as well. So make sure you tune in next week to see how that week goes compared to this week. Yeah, that is all we have for today. If you are homeschooling your child, how did your week go? And do you have a set schedule that you follow, or are you more of a go with the flow style homeschooling parent? Let us know in the comments so we can get some tips and tricks from you, because we would love to hear your story as well. As always, if you like this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss when one of these drops. As of right now, these are weekly recaps. So thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a fantastic day today. Until next time.